Hi, I'm Bob Hughes with JD Squared. Thank you for watching. In this Camelot training video, I will be discussing mouse operations. So first thing we need to do is shrink me out of the way right there. Let's go ahead and start with the left mouse button. If I click on a part of a model, I just left clicked on that roll bar right there, you will select the part. So for instance, I could click that, I could select that part. If I hold down the control key, I could select multiple parts. As soon as I click out in open space, in other words, not on top of a part, I deselect all of my selections. Now, if I want to change the way I'm looking at the view, if I hold down the left mouse button and move it around, I am changing the angle at which I'm looking at the view. I am not moving the model or changing any geometry. I am just changing the way I'm looking at it. If I hold down the right mouse button, I can pan around the viewport. I could basically move my view inside the viewport, which is the square that it's in. Now, if I roll the center wheel of the mouse, I can zoom in and I can zoom out. Now, let's say we're zoomed in and I want to move to another part of the structure. This would be a good time for me to hold down the right mouse button and just drag it along, drag the model to wherever I want to see. So you could see where I could very quickly, using the mouse buttons, get to wherever I need to be. Now, as far as zooming goes, zooming will zoom in and out depending on where the cursor is. So if the cursor is way over here and I roll the mouse wheel, you can see I'm zooming in on this area. If I'm over here, I'm zooming in on this area. So wherever it's at, if I'm in the middle right here, I'm pretty much zooming in on the middle of the model. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the predefined views right here in the top right. The rightmost one is called the isometric view. That's a standard engineering view. You're going to be looking down at approximately 45 degrees down at the model, and you're going to be to the right of the model about 45 degrees. The other icons are predefined views, and if you let your mouse sit on top of it for a second, it'll give you a hint. It'll tell you this is the front view. So if I click on that, I did indeed go to the front view. If I go to the rear, you can see we're back there. Same thing, top, bottom, left, and right, and back to isometric mode right there. All right, so that's how you select and deselect parts and move the viewport settings, how you're looking at the setting with the mouse. Let's go ahead and talk about some other things the mouse can do. And one of them is context menus. If I'm on a part, for instance, in this example, and I right click on it, this is what's called a context menu. And it's menus that have been designed specifically for the mode that you're in, and they act as shortcuts for you. So for instance, here I can make a job, which means I want to cut this tube in our rotary cutter, or I could export it as a step file, and I could do some other stuff. Now, let's go ahead and go to another bar that I've got up right here, and we're going to go into edit mode. So I'm going to select edit tubes, and this time I'm going to edit frames with points input. Now, all of these modes are discussed in their own videos. We're trying to keep this video focused on how to use the mouse. Anyway, first thing you notice is we have panels on the left and the right side here. Once again, we could select the item by left clicking on the part. If I right click now, I bring up a much more complex context menu because there's many more things that I could do on this tube in this particular mode. Now, another thing you'll notice, these panels here have thumbtacks in their top right hand side. Now, what a thumbtack allows you to do is hide that panel. So for instance, if I click this right here, I minimize that panel to a tab. So if I wanted to see it, I could select the tab and out it pops, right? Let's go ahead and get rid of this one here. I'm sorry, we'll get rid of this one and we'll get rid of that one. So they're all gone. And you would use that feature if you wanted to a little more, see the more of your model. You wanted a little bit more real estate, screen real estate. Now to get them back, once again, I click on the tab and I could pin them. And we'll do that to both of them to bring them back. Now, another thing you can do with the mouse is change the size of the panels. If I move my mouse over here between these panels and the viewport, you can see where the cursor has changed. If I hold down the left button and I drag it left or right, I change the size of the panels. And I can do that for these panels on the left side also. Same exact thing right there. Anyway, that's really all there is to using the mouse. Do a little bit of exploration. If you're around things, check it out. For instance, like right here on the frame tree, if I right click on it, there's another context menu. They're scattered throughout the program to try to make your life a little bit easier. Anyway, I can't think of anything else to tell you right now. Want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.